Hey friends, it's Kip Icon, and welcome back to Kip Plays Kentucky Route Zero. Um, in the last episode, I finished Limits and Demonstrations, which is the interlude between Acts 1 and 2. So be sure to check that out if you haven't. Also, I'm getting over kind of losing my voice, so if I sound different, that's what's up. But I couldn't stay away from this game or this game's world. It just keeps really does keep calling me back. Oh, who is this? Letter. Attention. Lula Chamberlain. Ari, your application. Thank you for your application to the Gaston Trust for Imagined Architecture's annual fellowship. We received a record number of applications this year, over 100 in total, and regrettably we can award only one fellowship position per year. As you know, our review process includes a multi-phase blind committee analysis of portfolio submissions, as well as a careful review by a panel of subject matter experts on each applicant's notability and relevance in the field. We must be extremely selective in our process so as to maintain the standards we have established over our 35 years in operation. Our panel did not select your application. Dang. That's not like just a form letter telling you didn't get in. That's like a stake through the heart. We encourage you to consider reapplying next. Well, why would I reapply next year if you have all these experts who say it's not uh, good enough? Many young artists and architects reapply for a few successive years before being accepted. Sincerely, Dr. Carl Stone Norden, architect, Gaston Trust for Imagined Architecture. Below the printed text is a hastily handwritten note. Note: Sorry for the condescending form letter. Love your work. Unfortunately, I just do the mail here. Your obedient servant, Robert. Dang, I've got to start signing my letters your obt.sbt, comma. Mm. Lula throws the letter in the wastebasket. Lula opens a folder on her desk labeled Proposals. Lula sorts through documents, all printed on a fading letterhead reading Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces. Proposal number 1. Site, hospital. Proposed use, auto dealership. Okay. Proposal number 2. Site, distillery. Proposed use, graveyard. Knowing what I know about the game, I wonder what if we're going to see an auto dealership in a hospital. Proposal number 3. Site, basketball court. Proposed use, kennel. Now let's talk about number 1. Proposal number 1. Hospital closed due to repeated sanitation violations. Auto dealership sanitation requirements comparatively lax. Small operating rooms could be repurposed into offices. Large cubicle style administrative offices could be repurposed into showrooms. Let's say, my poor voice, let's say endorsed. Proposal number 2. Site, distillery. Proposed use, graveyard. Oh, okay. Well, I guess we can take a look at all of them. Distillery still active, but scaling down operation to less than half of site. Distillery built on top of graveyard originally. Hybrid distillery slash graveyard could share resources. Chapel, once repurposed into bottling facility, could be repurposed into chapel. Endorsed. I mean, look, we've already experienced enough, rejection. Why continue? Oh, Carrington, this is the guy who's looking for a performance space. Busy. Buried. Colorful. The death motif is so common in our speech at this age, we always seem to become morbid whenever we bring up work, home life, the weather. So my own thoughts are wandering, clearly. I've got a lot on my mind, clearly. Well, I'll come straight to it then. The clerk upstairs tells me you've been assigned to my proposal. I've heard nothing in weeks, and I assumed it had been swallowed up by some dragon of administration, but... Really? Well, I don't want to say no, so silence? Lula, my situation is desperate. I have hours. Hours! I must find a suitable venue for my play in time for its sunrise debut, or the last decade of my life will have been a vision within a dream, a fragment. I mean, I'd rather be direct with him. He only has hours, right? I've received your proposal, and I'm afraid it's not, and I'm afraid it's impossible. Of course. I'm sorry to have bothered you, Lula. I'll go now. Gosh. Come on, have a heart, Lula. Oh, Lula. I thought you might like to know I saw Joseph this evening just after sunset. We sat for a bit, drank some cold coffee, and talked about university days. Better days. So, Joseph and Carrington and Lula and. I'm blanking on the other guy's name. Joseph? Donald. They all went to university together. Maybe for him. Oh. And now we can fully see what Carrington looks like. Oh. I guess that's the end of scene 1. Or no, that's the prologue. So this is the Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces, Act 2, Scene 1. What's up, Homer? This leg is getting kind of stiff now, Homer. I don't know if that's a good sign. I'm no doctor, not by a long shot. Maybe someone here can point us in the right direction. Yeah, it looks like they're still open. Must be the night shift. What do you think they do here? A cathedral? What do you think? When I got my electrician's license, I had to go to this government building in Frankfurt. Kind of low to the ground, a bit older. Didn't really look like this place, I guess, but they all had that same feel. Bureaucracy in the air, too much concrete. This is weird, but do you think we're inside or outside right now? Both. Ha, okay. Very poetic. No, actually, maybe we really are both inside and outside. Well, maybe someone around here has a better sense of direction. Interestingly, this game was really inspired by set design, and a lot of set design interiors in contemporary theater are cut away so you can kind of see the outside of buildings while you're also looking in the inside. So this is a really interesting idea taken very literally, right? We can't fish? For a minute I thought the animation speed was too high or something because Conway was flipping about like a crazy maniac at the beginning of this scene. But everything is okay now. Alright, I guess we'll do what you want me to do with your prompts for me to click with my mouse. End of the line? Maybe it's still under construction. We can hope. That's quite the barrier, too. Have I ever seen a barrier like that in real life, I wonder? Can we go down here? No. Can't go down the stairs, fans. The stairs are just decoration. Dang, Conway's leg has seriously seen better days. Poor thing. Ding dong. Ding dong. Oh, here they come. Receptionist. Mary Ann is her name. Well, here you are. Better late than never, I guess. Just unload the whiskey over there by the elevator. I'll figure something out. We're actually a bit lost, ma'am. You're lost? So you're not the... Sorry, honest mistake. We're supposed to have a little celebration here at the office, but the whiskey never showed up. I saw your truck and thought, but you don't really look like one of the boys from the distillery anyway. No, we don't. Now I know what that looks like now that I've played most of this game, and wow. You know, coming back to these earlier chapters is really kind of a great idea, because the narrative and the plot and the characters, they get all muddy at first, I think. Let's see here. What was I going to say? Oh, that the accident that we saw in the first act, the truck that spilled whiskey everywhere, I think that's where their whiskey went. What do the boys from the distillery look like? You've never seen the boys from Hard Times? Well, count your blessings. They cut a grim profile, boy, and that is putting it nicely. Well, it's clear you're new to this territory. I expect you just mean to be passing through. We're looking for Dogwood Drive. Do you know where that is? Dogwood? Nope. You're going to need to talk to someone upstairs about that. One of the map clerks. But first, we got to get you in the system, so you'll need an appointment with one of the ingestion clerks. Now, let's see. Rick has booked proofreading drafts all afternoon, and Wanda's out on his site. Let me go make some calls and see if we have anyone free. There are some books over there in the waiting area, or just take a look around. Have you seen our grotesques? No, I have not, but that... Oh, now I see them. But that much bureaucracy cannot possibly be necessary. Good grief. The television is playing a cartoon about a bird. The cartoon bird collects pieces for its nest. A scarf, a plastic shopping bag, a bit of a young girl's hair. The nest is warm but precariously fragile. The television is playing what looks like a nature documentary. A hermit crab scuttles across a beach. Its shell is an awkward shape. It must have once belonged to a different crab. The television is playing an instructional video on elevator design. It is crucial to maintain proper lighting in an elevator. In the absence of sight, passengers' sense of motion is greatly enhanced. The passenger should never feel as though they are physically ascending or descending. The elevator should create the illusion that the building is flat. This is the mark of a successful elevator design. Gosh, I don't think I've ever experienced an elevator that I wasn't a little afraid of. I guess maybe that's just a fear of mine. The television is playing a closed-circuit security feed of a housing project. The feed switches mechanically between locations. A hallway, a disused plot of grass, a stairwell, a mailbox. I love these. These are excellent. The television is playing a silent video of an empty theater. A microphone sits in the middle of the stage. The lights are slightly dimmed. The speakers hum impatiently. I love that. Everything in a state of expectation. I used to come up with ideas like this all the time. Like little bits for performance or instructions for installations. Oh, good. I thought you'd left. People can be so impatient, you never know. Well, I have you meeting with Lula Chamberlain. She's a senior clerk and doesn't usually handle the ingestion process, but she's the only one with room on her plate this evening. My schedule says she's on the 5th floor reviewing some diagrams. The elevator is just back to the left there, 5th floor. I kind of recall being able to go down that stairway at one point, but maybe not. Wow, the offices are just literally right above us out in the open. I love these chairs. 3 books are piled on the table, a service manual for a sewage pump, some architectural plans for a bungalow, and a slim collection of Japanese death haiku. An envelope is protruding from the bottom of the stack. Conway picks up the envelope. The envelope reads Bureau of Secret Tourism. It contains several small, handwritten brochures with ritualistic directions to bizarre locations. Wow! I love that. I'd love to take a look at that. In fact, I think maybe we get to do that in Act 4. I have yet to play Act 4, and I am chomping at the bit for it. Anything over here? No. Oh, ding dong. Proper lighting is very important in elevators. Ooh, and we even get elevator music. She's on the 5th floor, right? Conway scans a column of elevator buttons. Well, we're gonna go to the 5th floor, and we'll get there eventually, but bears? 3rd floor bears? 5th floor diagrams and drafts. 4th floor archives and records. 3rd floor bears. 2nd floor conference room. 1st floor clerk's offices. And we're in the lobby, so let's just ascend. I love this poster up on the wall there. It's very specific. The way that this building kind of fades away over here is very, Very theater, very set design. Hello? Are you lost? Very much so, yes. Okay, well, let's get you pointed in the right direction then. It's a pretty straightforward process. First, you'll need to get a case number assigned. Talk to Clerk Metzstein about that. She's just over there at the end of the room. Good grief, bureaucracy. Happy to help. Isn't that Lula Chamberlain right there? First of all, I want to see how far we can go over this way. Looks like we can go pretty far, eh? What in the world is this? It's a pretty huge pipe organ up there. Who is that? I want to say something happens up there, but maybe not yet. Alright, we'll do what your silly prompts want us to do. Clerk Metzstein. Hi, how are you? Fine, thanks. I just need your ingestion card and a list of your last 5 permanent addresses. I don't think I've had 5 permanent addresses. Ooh, nice little bit of poetic. That's the thing. So many of these lines are just poetic, you know. Anyway, really elevates, dialogue. Oh, my sheet has 5 address boxes and it says to fill everything out. Maybe if you fill out a transient subsheet, we can still get it processed. Go talk to Clerk Boehm and he'll get. Oh my gosh! Clerk Boehm is just over there in the corner. Happy to help. Ay, ay, ay. Back and forth and back and forth. Clerk Boehm. Howdy. Here for a transient sheet? No problem. He rummages through some papers on his desk. Happy to help. He opens a few folders and quickly closes them. Looks like I'm out, but I know there are some in the back archive. You'll have to put in a special request with Clerk Macmillan. She's the documents czar. Straight back at the end of the office there by the file cabinets. Oh my gosh. This is just a runaround. Where's Lula Chamberlain? Oh, no, that's her right there in the cardigan. But before we talk to Lula, the first time I found this totally by accident. Well, this is a little disconcerting. I'm pretty sure something happens up there, but maybe we have to complete objectives first. Or view it from this vantage point up here or something. Having fun in the paperclip labyrinth? Well, you made it eventually. You look exhausted. I'd offer you my seat, but my ankles are turning on me. Arthritis? Dr. Truman says my joints are eroding one another. They've been collaborating for decades. It's only natural they want to kill each other now. You've been collaborating for decades too with Joseph and Donald. Well, enough about my hateful wrists and ankles. This concrete bunker of an office is just a waypoint for you, I'm sure. Where is it you're trying to go? We're having trouble navigating the zero. Just navigating, apropos of nothing? The zero doesn't work like other roads. You can't just drive and expect to find yourself somewhere. You must be more deliberate than when driving on surface roads. And, in a way, much less deliberate. We're looking for Dogwood Drive. Dogwood Drive. That's funny. Do you know I used to live on Dogwood Drive? That was years ago. A grimy old house, basement full of insects, attic full of birds. I wonder if we're gonna go to that place. Maybe in Act 5? I had a few roommates. We all worked at the university. I had a dog, I drank whiskey and beer, and made sculptures. But that dogwood was a surface road. With a name like that, it would have to be. What are you doing on the zero? My cousin Weaver sent us this way. Your cousin Weaver? Weaver Marquez. I hadn't expected to hear from her again. What does that mean? We used to exchange short emails, just these terse descriptions of things we saw throughout the day. It was sort of a joke between us, but they stopped. I assumed she'd found something better to do with her time. I hope she wasn't in trouble. I lost touch with her so suddenly. I had recommended she go see some old friends of mine at the university about a new acoustic surveying venture. I often worry she became wrapped up in some tenured professor's quixotic research project. You know the type, gray haired, intellectual, narcissistic. Well, that is, I guess she sent you here because she respected me, thought I could help. Weaver's a dear girl, but I'm afraid you've been misled. Excuse me. How do we tell her she's dead? Get over yourself. What? Get over yourself. Lula pauses, taken aback. Yeah, I bet. Well, I guess that's fair. All right. Maybe I can help you. For Weaver. The Dogwood Drive I lived on is now called Pale Dogwood Drive. They've renamed all the streets. You see, too many streets with the same names. It was never a problem before, but now we have these databases, and it's all too confusing for the computer. The computer has no sense of ambiguity, so it proclaims an error. Name collisions, they call them. So my Dogwood Drive is Pale Dogwood Drive, and another might be Large Leaf Dogwood Drive or Himalayan Flowering Dogwood Drive, and so on. But one of them is still just Dogwood Drive, or so we might hope. It's really a matter of consulting records, of which we have an abundance here. Where's the computer? Computer? Oh, that's all handled off-site. We write up a formal request for analysis, provide the necessary data, and then send the whole thing out by courier. Dang. Pretty archaic system you got there. So, first you'll need the data. I expect you'll find the road name change, log up in archives and records. Fourth floor. Ay ay ay. It'll be filed under zero for or under O for odonyms, probably, or G for generic, or maybe S for specific, depending on which part of the street name was changed. Ay ay ay. The bureaucracy does not end, does it? I'm gonna check this a third time. Still nothing? Still nothing. Alright. It's interesting because I stumbled upon finding that guy in my first playthrough, and so many people told me that they had no idea he was up there. Which is why I'm, really interested in finding all the secrets. Archives and records. So, fourth floor. Let's do things a little out of order and let's go to the third floor. Bears, that sounds fun. Oh my god, they're like actual bears. Can we pet the bears? Dang, actual bears, eh? Oh, I love them. Oh, look how sweet. Sweet faces, sweet babies. Well, I suppose they're just bears for bears' sake. I always loved me some bears for bears' sake. He like turns really fast or something. Sweet tunes. Alright, let's go ahead and head to the fourth floor. I didn't mean to click fifth floor, but oh well. Oh wait, not oh well. We were almost at the fourth floor. Sorry, friends. Navigating. Ooh. Navigating elevators has never been my thing in video games. Ay ay ay, the elevator in Undertale is very confusing to me. Yeah, fourth floor. Archives and records. Which this is not a very practical system of organizing and storing these things. Ay ay ay. It is beautiful though. And as a set designer myself, I feel particularly drawn to this. It's an inexpensive set design idea. Damn, this place is a mess, okay? Take a look through that logbook, I guess. Maybe there's some kind of system to all these boxes. I'll just start digging. The small logbook has a smart leather cover. A few notes are scribbled on the inside covers. Most pages are just lists of titles, names, and dates. What's inside the back cover? Note in logbook. Failing antique shops, folder missing. Listed checked in on page 63 but not present. Lisette's Antique Shop is where we are from, where Conway's from. Note in logbook on the inside front cover says, Document staff, please do not transfer any more records from the storage unit until we get the new file cabinets in. We're up to F and that will have to do for now. Instruct clerks to focus on activities beginning with letters A, B, C, D, E, or F, or activities most likely to involve research on subjects beginning with those letters. For example, cars is okay because it involves automobile, driving, brakes, etc., but air quality is not okay because it relates to health, safety, pollution. Oh my gosh. Talk about convoluted. Page 1. Several documents relating to sporting competition venues were quickly checked out and back in over a period of a few days. Basketball courts, baseball fields, alleys, and parking lots. Page 14. A single set of documents relating to coal mining operations was checked out and back in by several different people within a few hours. Page 14. A single set of documents relating to coal mining operations was checked out and back in by several different people within a few hours. Wait, that's what I just read. Dang it! That was a mistake. I see what I'm doing. Okay, page 63. Logbook. Check-in. Failing antique shops. Monday, 3 p.m. Signee Ed Bohm. Bohm? And we read the inside of the back cover and we put the logbook away. Nothing, me neither. Half of these boxes aren't even labeled, and the rest are all from the first few letters of the alphabet. I could find anything with an O or a G or an S. Maybe that clerk knows somewhere else we can look. I guess we can't, oh no, we can kind of go over this way. But not far enough to see the organist. We did skip the second floor. So let's head to the second floor real fast before we head to the fifth floor, which seems pretty important since it has different music. This is hot music, friends. Okay, conference room. I think I'm going to call it an episode, or I'm going to call it a day for myself after this to try to get my voice back up to par because I can really tell I'm starting to get tired. I've never had my voice be lost for an entire week before. Is that nuts? Has that ever happened to any of you guys? Wait, really? You guys are just standing around looking at a blank projector? Oh, there we go. Oh, I was just on the wrong level. It's a pretty huge organ. I love those lights, too. Those lights are very, super contemporary sanctuary. Very modern. Ooh. How Twin Peaks is this, right? This is very Angelo Badalamenti. Angelo Badalamenti? I don't know how to pronounce his name. I love the change of lighting that happens whenever these scenes happen. It's really gorgeous and really does remind you of theater. I mean, the way that lights dim and change to get you to focus on different areas of the stage and different locations and stuff. Like, and especially in this moment right here, it reminds me just how theatrical church is. I'm not a religious person, and I just was recently. I went to a Catholic church for a service, and I was just kind of like really in awe of how performative it all was, how there were like lighting cues, and you know, it's a very theatrical space. Really, really beautiful, moody scene happening there. Oh, and now there's something on the projector. A parade of disconnected images, obscure corners of nameless interiors, astronomical diagrams projecting the distances between celestial bodies, a painting by Giorgio de Chirico, a list of unpopular anagrams. Hmm. Interesting. Hey guys, if you head up to the conference room, we have a little installation art happening. Alright, so first floor is where we need to go. But before we do, let's check out the 5th floor. Diagrams and drafts. Oh, nice. Everything has a different light plot, essentially. Not a different whole light plot, but everything looks different in this light, with everything dimmed. Greg is hard at work examining some diagrams, measuring angles with a plastic protractor, and occasionally scribbling numbers in a small leather notebook. Can I help you? Don't answer that. I'm extremely busy with these charts. Maybe one of the clerks on the first floor can help you. You're probably just looking at cat pictures. You don't know their life. Yeah, and these stalactites coming down clearly make me think that we're like underground or in a cave or something. But I think there's water down there at the bottom. I can't really remember. So there's a lot of kind of dream logic-y kind of stuff happening, but I don't think there's anything about this that is a dream. Whereas I think Twin Peaks is a dream. I think that is, objectively the answer. And yeah, I have seen the entirety of The Return as well, of Twin Peaks The Return. But just because something is all a dream doesn't diminish it in any way, I don't think. But that's just my interpretation. Nothing? That's unfortunate. Well, they must still be in transit. You see, we've only moved into this new venue somewhat recently, and it's all a bit in progress. This was a cathedral not so long ago. Can you believe it? Yes, I can. There was an organ just playing, Lula. And then the Bureau reclaimed it. The old congregation has been directed to one of our storage facilities for their activity. That's where you'll find the street name records, I expect, at the church. What? Marianne at reception can give you directions. Just come back here when you have the files, and we'll begin the necessary paperwork to have the information analyzed. Oh, and while you're out on the road, you might want to stop and see Dr. Truman about your leg. He's a specialist regarding ailments of the joints and limbs, and I know he works at night. His home office is in a small neighborhood on the east edge of Bowling Green. Here's his card. Do stop and see him. That leg is a miserable sight. Take care of each other. Let's see what our organist is up to now. That's so crazy that a church congregation has been rerouted to a storage facility. That's nuts. But I guess that's what the Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces is all about, and it really relates a lot to uh, the themes and ideas of debt in the play. Because what happens to a space that is, taken away from you? I guess in this world it gets reclaimed, it gets repurposed. Man, the elevator music sounds like it's playing backwards now. Maybe it's because I'm going down this time? Wait, what in the world? Oh, there are all these like crabs with different shells. Like was in the grotesque. This crab is wearing an empty inkjet cartridge as a shell. This is the future that we've created for ourselves, Franz. This crab is wearing a dense chain of paper clips as a shell. Well, Marianne, we've been given the runaround. Get what you need? Lula said you could direct us to the church. Oh, sure, the old storage lot. Just get back on the zero and drive until you hit the crystal, then turn around. It'll make sense once you get on the road. What? Drive until you hit the crystal, then turn around. It'll make, it'll make sense once you get on the road. You can handle it. Dang. Drive till you reach the crystal and then turn around. This crab is wearing a manila folder as a shell. Any secret crabs over here? So in this area it seems like we have crabs and grotesques and the organist that are purely optional. I love that. Well, and bears. Let's not forget bears for bears' sake. They don't want to stay any longer. Well, this is the Zero, friends. In the next episode, we are going to explore the Zero. How gorgeous is this? Oh my gosh. Well, we're going to take a closer look. We're going to find this crystal they're speaking about and more. Thank you guys for watching. I have been and I will continue to be Kep Icon as long as you guys continue to what? Follow your dreams. Bye!